Hello again. Right, so this is the second part to the demonstration where we move into colour. Just moving it on from the previous session where we covered the whole of the canvas with this sort of reddish brown mid-tone. The reddish brown colour is actually called burnt sienna. And I use it often because I like the tone of it and the warmth of it. Particularly for portraiture, it's very helpful. But we're going to use it here. I'm going to use it here as the basis for this demonstration. So here we're going to apply the principles of chiaroscuro, whereby we're going to concentrate on the tonal range within the painting. So we're going to look at the darks and the lights. Okay, and for this I'm going to need to refer back to my reference image. Okay, so it's black and white. I'll start working with the colour version eventually, but for the purposes of this part of the painting, I just need to refer back to see where those darks and lights are occurring on my reference picture. Okay, so I just want to be able to put that somewhere visible, so I'll just prop it up there and just move a few things around. Okay, so that's there for me to refer to. Okay, and what I've done is I'm using acrylic paint, but this time I'm going to use some lights and darks, darker and lighter than the mid-tone. Okay, so as you can see here, I've got some darker paint. It might appear black on the camera, but it's actually a burnt umber, which is a very deep brown. And we've just got some titanium white, okay, which I'm going to use fairly sparingly. Okay, and I'm also using a hog hair brush. It's a size 12. So it's not a fine brush or anything at this stage. Let me just get that in a better position so it doesn't keep falling over. I'm going to put it off to the side actually, so it's just out of shot, but I can still see it. Okay, so I'm going to start by applying the dark. So I'm just going to get a little bit of this brown paint. Now as you can see, I've got some water on my brush there and I'm bringing it to the paint. And I want it so the paint is like a milk-like consistency, so that when I paint down onto the white surface there, I can see the white surface still when through the brush stroke when I put it down. That's how I know it's the right consistency. And I'm going to bring it to the painting. Okay, so I'm going to just concentrate on the darkest areas. Let me move those off to the side. Okay, so I want to be quite sort of fairly quick with this. I'm not going to sort of obsess about detail or anything. I just want to get an impression of where those darks are, where I'm seeing them. So I'm seeing them just randomly over the whole image. The lights and darks for this image aren't particularly pronounced, but they are there. So I'm going to fill in everywhere. I can see it's darker. Perhaps the very darkest part is on that bottom edge. There. That kind of anchors it to the table. And maybe here as well. So once I'm satisfied that I've painted all those darker tones in, I'm going to rigorously clean off my brush. And I'm going to switch focus and turn my attention now to the lightest areas of the painting. Okay, so it's got quite a light background, the reference picture has, but I'm just going to concern myself with what's going on in the actual object that I'm painting. Obviously there are some highlights where the light is hitting the reflective surface of the pot, so they're going to go in, but rather than use bright white for the other lighter areas, as before, I'm going to take my brush to the white paint, and again I'm going to sort of thin it out so it's not thick like that. It's going to be sort of milky like. Okay, but I'm also going to pick up a little bit of the brown there to knock that white back, because I don't want it to be ultra bright white. Okay, so once I've got that, switching focus, I'm just going to start blocking in where I can see the lighter areas on the teapot. Okay. It goes along the top there, and it will overlap with the darker areas. That's absolutely fine, because we're only getting a ground here, we're not, this is the underpainting part. And it's sort of lighter on the top of that handle there. Okay. And actually I am going to just represent, I'm going to take a bit more of the white paint and just represent those flashes of light there as well, just to kind of give it a bit more dimension. Okay, so very quickly you can see that the object itself has taken form and shape, so it's no longer just a flat image, and we've now got a nice sort of base to work with when we put our first colour washes on to develop this into a colour painting. Okay, so the next time I'll come back and I'll show you how we start that process. Yeah, so in the meantime, I hope that was helpful, and yeah, any questions, just, you know, comment, don't be afraid to ask questions, have a go yourself at home and see how you get on. Alright, bye for now.